This is a brief overview about reverse mortgages. We'll go into more detail in future videos. Reverse mortgages, or HECMs, home equity conversion mortgages, have come a long way over the years. They're now heavily mandated by the Federal Housing Administration, which added rules to protect the consumer and give them an independent, non-biased source of information about reverse mortgages, prior to allowing you to even apply for one. Now, reverse mortgages are similar to standard forward mortgages, only with the reverse, the home pays for itself with the equity that you've built up over the years. You can use a reverse mortgage to refinance existing loans and make no payments. You can also pull out additional cash and make no payments or pay taxes on it as long as the loan is active. Now, how much money can you get from a reverse mortgage? An easy rule of thumb is about half of the value, actually a little less these days. So let's say you have a property that's worth about $1 million. You can generally get about $450,000 to $475,000 from it. It's based on the value of the property, the existing loans, and the ages of the borrowers. You used to have to be a minimum of 62 years old to qualify for a reverse mortgage. That's changed over the last several years, and you can get a reverse mortgage if you're 55 years old these days. You can take the cash in a number of different ways. You can take it as a lump sum when we close escrow. You can take it as a line of credit, so you only make payments as you draw down the money. You can also have the property pay you a monthly income. Now, wouldn't that be something different to have the property start making payments to you monthly for a change? Another thing people have been doing lately is using a reverse mortgage to increase their buying power and still have no mortgage payment. Let's say you're in California, you wanted to buy a property, and you had $250,000 to invest. Well, $250,000 isn't going to buy you that much in California these days. But $450,000 should buy you something reasonable. So put down $250,000 to buy the property, finance the additional $200,000 as a reverse mortgage. You'll make no payments, and you'll be living in a much nicer home. Another thing I get asked often is, when you're no longer around, who does the property go to? And basically, it's whoever you choose. During the entire period when you have the mortgage, the reverse mortgage, the equity's yours, the property's yours to do with as you choose. And when you're no longer around, whoever you leave the property to gets to keep the equity and do what they want with it. So they can either refinance in a forward mortgage or a reverse of their own if they qualify and keep the property. They can sell it and take the equity and use it for whatever they like. Actually, the equity in the property that you have when you start a reverse mortgage generally tracks throughout the term that you've had the loan. We'll go into that in more detail in other videos. But let's say, for instance, the property is upside down. Let's say the property is worth $1 million and you owe $1.5 million against it. Well, whoever you leave the property to has a few choices. They can give the property back to the bank and not pay anything. Or they can purchase the property for 95% of the current appraised value. So in this case, $1 million property, 95% would be $950,000. They could buy the property for $950,000 and keep it. And it sort of makes sense, because if the bank takes it back, they're going to have to sell it for whatever the current value is anyway. So they might as well save you a few dollars, or your beneficiaries a few dollars, and make everyone happy. Now, a reverse mortgage isn't for everyone, but if you need a little more cash to live comfortably, or you'd like to pull some cash out to invest in something else that'll make you more money, it might be the right option for you. Love to talk to you about it in a little more detail. Give I Love My Lender a call at 858-342-2830, and let's talk about your scenario. Thank you for listening.